My name is Kристина, Воко, and I'm an English teacher in Rogers School. And I've been here for 24 years now, and the school started in 1989, yes? 1990, yes. And then I went to the teacher training college. So I was a student there when I met the idea of alternative school. And I joined the school and I just fell in love with it, the idea. And now I cannot imagine teaching in any other places because I believe in this system when we can focus on the person as a child or a teacher or the parents, so everyone is involved in the project. I have two daughters and they used to go to Rogers, of course, and I'm very happy about it. Now they are 23 and 20, so they are old and they are happy people, so and they were happy all through their education, which is quite exceptional, I think. And they loved the Rogers, and later they went to an alternative high school too. Okay.
I'm Anna Gador is my name, and I studied psychology, and I'm a maths teacher also for high school. At that time I could learn both together, maths teacher and psychology. And then I used to work in the teacher training college in Budapest, and I saw a lot of schools at the nearby at the teacher training college and everywhere in the town. And then I had a daughter with 5 years, 6 years, and I thought I didn't want to get her to the state school. And so we tried to make an alternative school. In the year 1989, before the changes, we formed a group about a little bit more than you, about 20 people. But there were all teachers of kindergarten, elementary school, high school, and teacher training college, university. And we met in every second week, and we tried to form a new type of school. It was a imagination, and we made models and maquettes and this sort of everything. And then immediately came the changes in the political, in the society, and it became a reality. We were very shocked, we were very afraid how to do it, what to do. But we can start in the first moment when it became possible to make an alternative school. And then my bigger daughter was there for 6 years, and then the other, I have 2 daughters, and then the same alternative high school as Krista's daughter, and they are big now and everywhere in the world.
Yes, because in the first few years the school was just from the 1st grade to the 6th grade, from the age of 6 to 12. And just I think, how many years ago? A few years ago we could make a change, and now we have from the 1st grade to the 8th grade.
Част училището било от 1 до 7.
До 7?
Да, от 6.
До 6.
От 6 до 8.
So I am one of the founders from this idea to make a school, and Krista joined us in the first school year. So at the very beginning, about the very beginning we speak now. Me, but then I get rest a little bit. So seemed, you know it very well, it seemed an idea that if it would be possible, what kind of school we would form. It was an intellectual play, and we never thought that it could be reality. So it was very free, and we met each other in every second Friday, and we worked about it. But the first step was that so 1 year before, this 88, then I had some friends who had children in the same age. It's 5, 6, and they had to go in 2 years to school. And we spoke about it, and we don't like it, and more free, and we want to. And then I used to work at the teacher training college, and I invited 2 of my pupils who were very interested in this work, and we 4 people, 2 of our parents and these 2 elementary small children teachers, we began to speak about it. And then we tried to make a bigger group, because there was always new people who were interested. And then in this year, in the next year, this 89, 90, we were this bigger teacher group. And meanwhile, I was trained as a psychologist in this Carl Rogers idea, client-centered therapy, person-centered approach, because that years it was possible to go to abroad and make a training together with French people. Some Hungarian, 12 from Hungary and 12 from France and Switzerland. We were one group, and we made this training in 3 years, in half-a-year periods. And then I told this group that maybe this is a nice attitude, this person-centered approach, and maybe it could be the basis for a new school, the psychological basis for a new school. And the others never heard about Rogers, only from me, but they said, oh, why not this school?
Do you know anything about this approach?
Well, it's better that you explain a little more.
Yeah. So I'm interested.
What is Rogers?
Just the short version.
Yeah, Rogers. Yeah. So Rogers was born in 1902 and lived till 87, so through the 20th century. And his main idea was that people from ordinary people, small groups, can change the world. Not the political, not the, but the people. And if they form groups, such kind of groups, and they want to do something, and they think and they do the things together, then they can change the world. And he was the part of the humanistic psychology, and he formed because not he created it. It was in the humanistic psychology, but he formed and he worked with some basis.
These ideas, the main elements.
Yes. And that is, all these elements speaks about the connection between people and about themselves, about people. The first is empathy, and then the second is congruency, that all your communication say the same. If you say somebody, I love you, then you are not so, but you are so. That all the communication is congruent. It's the same thing comes out from you to other people. Then the third one is trust in yourself and trust in another people. And that is the unconditional positive regard. That you, if you meet a new people, somebody, then you don't think that she or he is a bad man, is what is he, but you are open and you think that it could be good. And of course, a lot of criticisms about Rogers, they say that it is so pink, the whole thing that is love, but no, it is not so.
It's very hard to do. So if you do it in an everyday level with children and parents, even when you have conflicts, because we have conflicts, but so the most important in our school is this attitude. So the attitude itself, this Rogers person-centered approach to each other, because these words are so easy to say, but it's very hard to practice, and you have to work on your own. So I know I changed a lot in Rogers School, and I hope I became a better person. And I can see it when a family can really devote themselves to this idea, they will change. And if they won't change, then they will get a bit further from us. Because it's a huge work, how to react to situation, how to turn to children with difficulties. And maybe his behavior is very hard. Can you give him a positive attitude and try to understand him and help him? And this was, I think this was the basis of this different approach, because in ordinary schools, I think you know this, we were not brought up in a system like that. We were very far from each other, and children were not important as personalities, but as part of the system. If they can work there or they cannot work there. Okay, so we found this. Then in the teacher workshop, we worked through one school year, and we wanted to think over everything. We played this game, then we don't know any school, no school. And how can we build one school up? And such kind of school, we would glad to send their children. It was a very hard game because we know everything, and it was. But we tried to build it up from the basis, how to look at school. That was one work. The second work through the school year was what to teach and how to teach. That was the second one. And the third one is attitude. And in some weeks we realized that all we were sitting there, teachers, we didn't have any experience ourselves. What does these elements of the attitude mean? These three kind of work in the teacher workshop. There's
Three kinds of work?
three kind, yeah. That is one is the basis, the no school, how to build art. The second was the what to teach, how to teach. And the third one, then we ourselves are not used to how to behave. parallel in the school year. Then trained ourselves, what does it mean, and how would be able to behave as such kind as Krista said, that it is attitude, day-to-day use.
When you say this school year, you mean this 1 year when the teachers were working in the group?
Yes, in every second Friday we worked, but everybody had a workplace, and they worked, and family and everything, and that was nearby, as you would do.
This was before the building was built and the people started learning, or I mean, this was kind of a preparation.
That was a preparation for ourselves. In this time, we try to find the attitude, what kind of school we want to do. The Rogerian attitude is one thing, and build up a school is another thing. But what is the main line? And at that time, we never heard about IDEC and Jakovhecht and Hadera and this kind of schools. But we had to, this experience of ourselves is we had to take serious that the parents and the teachers are not trained at that kind of thinking and behaving. So we can't go too far. And so and that is the answer of your questions. What's your name? It's Julia. Julia. Julia, yeah. That we are not a real democratic school. We differ from Hadera, from Summerhill, from the Americans. Yeah. We have some elements of democracy in our school, which the state school don't have. But that is a school run by teachers, and we have the control, and we don't have a big circle together with the children to decide the things, to decide about the process. That is everything in the hands of the teachers. But we have some elements of democracy together with the children. For example, we made some rules with the first class in 1990. It's the first class in a year. Because we started only with one class, one first class.
20 kids?
22 kids. 22 kids.
And what age? 6, 7. Because in Hungary they should start student age of 6.
And then we made rules about our life together with the children. Not too much. And only the very important things, about 4 and 5, not more. One is then you can't go from the territory of the school alone to the street and go where you want, because the safety. Then the second one, please don't
hurt each other physically and emotionally. So that was another key rule. But we discussed it, or you discussed it.
It was a long process.
Why it is important, what it means, and how it affects your own life and the others. And they were not given rules for them that you have to follow these things, but they were involved in the process to understand and to devote for the rules. Okay, this is important for us.
So in the first 2-3 months we formed a group, and we learned very, very few, and the children were very impatient. We came to school to learn where is the writing and reading. So from the second week we put in very school. We said to children, that is now we are school. Please sit down. And then we discussed it, how it was. Oh, it was a little bit too long, it was a little bit bothering, it was... and that was the same in winter after some months. That the children came and told us that the other children became so black point and red point and his faces was smiling and we didn't get anything about it because we only discussed it and we say that, oh, it was very good. And no smiling face and no red point and how it is. And the other children is my friend in the other garden and she has a lot of bread. Will you try it? Yes, we will try it. So we agreed and in 1 week we do it. Because we couldn't. Or we didn't want, but we can show you. And then in 1 week we do it. We did it. And then after 1 week, we make a circle, speak about it, how it was. And then they say, oh, it's very good when I get a red, but the next day I get a black. Do we want to do that? Yes. And we don't do it. Also not today. They don't do it. But there was, in this 24 years, another class, years after, who wanted also to try it in the first class. So we tried it. And they speak about it, and why it is not good, what is the advantage and disadvantage of that system. And we agreed that it's better than the other one what we do. And we say it was very good. Though it is not. Please, this so is not. This is today is not. This is it was not.
Yes, and at the beginning they didn't even have timetables. And in the morning they always discussed the day with the teachers. The teachers offered a few different exercises, lessons, projects to do, and they could decide if they attend it or not. But after a few months they wanted to know it in advance. So the kids asked to have a timetable. They wanted to see it, what comes the next week. So they need for their safety. We felt at the age of 6 or 7, they are not ready so much freedom. We needed these kind of barriers where we are going. So and then they had a timetable after a while. But for the whole year, they could decide if they want to attend the classes or not. Yes, and they changed because at the end of the year, some of the parents got really worried whose kids spent all the time out in the yard and in playing games. So it was very good that we formed it together with the parents. So because it's important that they should feel secure and they should feel that the system would work. So we could make the change, and then the system changed a bit. Yes, but the first year was like that.
Yes. So we tried to make a little bit more democratic or more free or more similar to Somerville and Hadera in the first year. And after that also the parents, both the parents and the teachers had the feeling that for us, for the adults, it is not safe enough. You can't say and that is a person-centered school, not a children-centered school, and it is very important, person-centered. Every person who is there, the lady who helps us to clean everything, and in the kitchen, and the teachers, and the headmaster, and the children. The best is when everybody feels comfortable. And so that we had to be a little bit more constructive, more narrow, yes. So that was the experience after one year. So, and then back to the first year for the advanced year. We had our children and my friends' children who wanted to join the school. So we formed this children group, playing group from these children, it's about 20. And then we got one of the parents' relatives were director for a small cultural house. Community house. And she gave us this room to do this Sunday circle. And then we could try our imagination in the second, what to teach, how to teach. We worked out, and in this advanced year, in this children's circle, we could try out whether it worked with the children or it was not so good. We had to change it, so it was very, very important. And then at the beginning, at the end of September, when the children group began to work, then one of my pupils, who we were 4 in the advanced year, we were 4, and one of my pupils and me were the leader for this children group. But in October we found the first teacher who was ready to begin the first class, if the school will begin. And sometime, I don't know, maybe February we found the second teacher, and then from that time they made this children group. Sunday afternoon from 5 to 6, and then this every second Friday teacher group. We thought always what will we try on the next Sunday with the children.
And this was in your first year or in your
preparation year?
Yeah, first preparation year.
So you said 1989.
1989, 19, yeah. That was this. Because this year, before when we were only these 4 people, that was only a joke. That was serious, because we were together 20 teachers and children group and this. And parallel with the children group came the parents also, and we formed a group in the same time for them. The children were playing with the 2 teachers in one room, and we other 2 people spoke about how we imagine the school with the parents. That was a very good used to time. Then they put the children, and then not the shop to buy, but we speak together. Yes.
But the idea of how to make the school was mainly for the teachers, and from this Friday group, and the parent get involved in the ideas as well.
Yes, and we speak about the attitude and about what to teach, how to teach about the plans, but the real work,
yes,
that was in the teacher workshop.
With professional background.
Professional background, that is nice.
What did you do exactly in your teacher groups? You discussed only, or you made some workshops?
Yes, that is a very good question, because we were teachers on several levels, and for example, we invited some teachers from the university because we wanted to form a curriculum which is really a curriculum. Not only thoughts and other, we were not expert how to write a curriculum, how to make it. And we invited two teachers from the teacher training college. One is for the humanities and one is for mathematics, physics, but the other that what are the main line, the main things, how to write, how to formulate. And then we had also high school teachers because they can show you, because we wanted to do an elementary school at the beginning, but they can show us to the
whole line, where we should get at the end of the sixth
final examination in the high school, and what to, because we have to
reach, yes, what's the ending point, so because we didn't want to fall out of the system. We wanted to be part of the system, so the parents can give the kids, and they can trust that in a different way, but the children can get to that point, because they have to continue their studies, so it was important for us to be in the system and not totally out of it.
And now is a very important point. Then in March 1990, we one of our university teachers came and said that this minister for education would be in his office in another 6 weeks. And if we are able now, just now, to give him a paper that we want to form a new school, then he will sign. That was this fantastic year. And then we very quickly wrote 5 pages, 5, not more, because we couldn't more. 5 pages, give in to this man, and he signed out, and signed the, yeah, yes, please, make a,
So we got the license.
make a school, find the form, find the building. It was really, but in reality.
Yes, but this was the time of in reality, because about 40 alternative schools started in 1990 in Hungary. So there was a huge feeling of revolution, a lot of energy, Waldorf schools and
Montessori kindergarten and
yes, so different attitude, different backgrounds, but the same energy and same enthusiasm about making something new. So it was the time to start something new, and we could get the license to do it. Now we will not get it, I think. There's no political changes. Yes.
And then we, one of the families who lived on a very nice place, a little bit similar than here in Plovdiv, the old town. Not so old, but this hill and small narrow streets. And this family told us very excited one day, then there is on this hill, there is a sport center, and they have one building, and in building there is one room, 70 quadrat big, rather big, one room, and we could start there in this room. And then we went to the local authorities where this sport place belonged to, and there was a man that was because the older system is the Soviet system, that is the financial system. This is
the city council, yes, the top of the
but everything is the old system, you know it very well. And then we went and we want to form a new school in this building, and we rented the man. But we had luck because he could say that I don't know what is it, and I never heard about it. No, he told us that I don't know what is it, I never heard about it, but yes, please.
So you had to pay for it, was it a rent?
We paid for it, yeah. We rented this.
They were not really interested in what we needed, but we paid.
Because we had the paper from the ministry that we could do it.
Legal.
And then please do it. And then we went to a lawyer and asked her to find a form, and that was the association. Foundation.
We had a Rogers Foundation, and the foundation has the school. So on the top we have this.
But nobody knows in Hungary what is foundation, how it works, what is the law about it. But in that moment it was possible to form a civil foundation. And then we formed a foundation.
And for years we hired different buildings, and they were not school buildings. So first in this so we moved several times because the first year was just for one class, because there was just one room. So we knew that we had to move somewhere, because every year we wanted to start a new class. So in the second year we had 2 classes, and the third, so we got bigger and bigger, so we always had to find new buildings. So from this sports center we moved to a building that was used as a summer camp on the top of a hill in a very nice place in Budapest, lots of green areas around, but they were not traditional school buildings, and I'm not, because now we are in a traditional school building and it's awful really. I mean the outside of it. But we have a gym, because we didn't have a gym for years. We could do some exercises in the garden, and we could go swimming, because swimming was an important part of the curriculum, because we think it's very important for kids to swim, and because it's very good for the spine and for the muscles. So we went swimming, and we spent there, how many years? 6 years in this summer camp. And then we moved to another place.
We had to, because not because the local authorities didn't want us anymore in this district.
They didn't like us.
So we had to go another. That was too expensive. Then 2 years after we had to. It's not easy.
Yeah. And we still don't have our old building. We still rent it from the city. And it's very expensive. So now if we had an own building, that would be great. A huge span, but no chance. So, have you any questions? Because it's not ready, but maybe you have now for this.
Maybe, yeah, if you now comment on how you find funds and financing for this beginning, how you got license, judicial legislation, how you got the structure of to make a new first class, etc., and how you found finances to pay the rent and also to sustain the living, and how many children you have now.
So about the legal part, at that time it was rather easy to legalize something new. So that was the time when it was the society and the political system was open to some changes. And we gave him these 5 pages with our ideas, and they said yes, because that was in the air. Now it's not in the air, so now you can hardly start to move with new ideas. Now it's much more narrow, the system now. But that time it was easier.
And if the government makes at this time any regular checks if you're adequate to their prerequisites, if they have some
Changes or
no, if the government wants something that you have to do they check if you do it according to the curriculum, I mean, or the way it is organized?
Yes, we sometimes get this, but it's okay. So they come and they mostly check all the documents. Sometimes they visit the classes themselves, but they say it's okay so far. And now we have the license to use our own curriculum, which was a huge step, because last year the national curriculum became very two choices on a state level to choose curriculum, but we managed to write our own curriculum together with 5 others.
Together 5. So 5 alternative schools came together, and through the last school year we wrote
our own curriculum. Its elements fit to the big system, but we have much more freedom to do what we want and to put these the elements that are important for us, and they accepted it. So this was a huge step, that we didn't have to adopt their very narrow and very controlled curriculum, but we can have our own. So this was a huge step last year.
В процент какво остана от старите учебни програми и какво ново добавихте? Може ли да...
What new thing you have added to the old curriculum that was already established by the government?
What percentage of the content is new and what is from the
Actually, we worked in departments. So the history teacher worked on the history part, and he could see how to adopt what was the main elements that are very important. So we have to cover it somehow, and where we can find our own space in it. And with the social element, because in our school it's also very important to teach these social skills. So not just the actual subjects, but what is as important as the maths and reading and whatever, how to teach social skills to kids, to communicate, to how to conflict solving and group dynamics. So they are very, very, very important elements. And we try to write our curriculum in a way that in every subject we can put some of these elements in it. And in this way we could have our own. And if somebody comes from a ministry to check, we have English classes, we have math classes, but we also have circle time and we have group work. And we can cover all the areas that are important.
something like emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
This sounds to me like something. There is the, for example, horizontal way of the elements that are from the governmental curriculum, and you have this vertically which they penetrate each subject and you input into it.
Have you sent this because we sent some pages, and in this you can read about it in English. Some days ago.
I have it printed, I can give it here, a short summary. Maybe in a short while, like in the next 10-15 minutes, we could have a break, and maybe this time, if you have it with you printed, we can have a look at it for the next 15 minutes.
We had an idea, but maybe it's not possible to do it, and we could show together our homepage,
Yes,
website,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we can show you what it is, because in Hungarian, but a lot of pictures and everything. It would be interesting maybe.
I want to go back on the question about the finances.
Financial, yeah.
And then I feel that the first part of the picture will be complete at this beginning, and then.
So the fundraising that is has three legs. One is from the parents, and that is a very
Painful.
painful point, because only the people can join us who has enough money to pay, and it is rather expensive, because we can't live them. We have to pay for the building. We have for 15, 16, 20 children, we have 2 main job teachers, because we find it very important. So we have too many children to this amount of children, so it's a very expensive school. So the parents have to pay. The second leg is we get money from the state. Then every pupil has money to go to school. And if there is a legal school, then you can use it where you want, because there is a freedom of schooling. And the children can take with them with this money. Not too much, but there is yet very important. And the third one is, which now is very hard, but there was political 4 years when it was better.
Yes, to get some grants, and there was the Soros grants that we could apply for, and Soros supported at the beginning of the first 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but also from the Hungarian state or civil
grants.
Yeah.
But now there are very few of them, so now it's hard to find grants.
But it is very important also. And that is all.
We can find grants for camps, for example, so very narrow special reasons. Now we can also apply for grants. And last year we managed to get some money for the school camp, and then we could put that amount of money to support the school camp.
New computers, yes, also possible. Or there are girls who had a lot of computer and that is old, and they give them to a school. And if we are lucky, then we got 20 computers.
Thank you very much.
So we move a little bit,
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
going
we
to make a break.
break.
Now I say something for 11, and then we take the beginning. Okay. Започнем в 11:15.
So then I try to tell you the structure of the school very shortly. The foundation has a
Organized station that leads
yeah, that is obligatory as for a foundation to have this team. And that in the first time that form was formed by parents. And then after a while we try to find people who are very skillful in the business part to help us, but it didn't function. It was not they were not involved in our school, it was not so interesting. So now again parents from children who are in the school who used to be in the school, and they are very involved, and in this among the parents are people who are working in the business part, and then some of the teachers, so it is good. That is the top, but that is only in theory is the top, because they ask us what to decide and what to do, so it's a very good condition. And then is one headmaster. The headmaster is always, not always, but now the two last is among the teachers. So we found somebody who is skillful enough and who was ready to do this not very easy task. So we are very happy with that, because if somebody is coming from outside, it is not good for us.
We can never imagine to have a headmaster from an outside world. So we feel that the Roger School is so complex, and how it works, it's really hard to see and feel and know how to handle the stuff itself. So it's much better to have a headmaster from inside the team. So somebody is brave enough and feels the courage and the skills to have this very important role, and especially important because all the laws are changing in education, and we want to follow the laws, and so she has to do a lot of work which is not teaching work, but how to run the school. And it's very good that she is from the start, so she is a teacher.
And then from this teacher workshop, from the advanced year, we formed a teacher workshop, and we meet every week. That used to be on Friday, every second Friday. Then in the first 15 years we followed this system. Then every second Friday, 4 hours, where we spoke about everything. How to do, how it was, how to do that, what are the problems. And then we changed, because this Friday evening was, everybody was so tired and wanted to go to the family and to the weekend. So now we make it on Monday, every Monday, 2 hours, from 4 till 6 o'clock. That is also very much, because there are a lot of teachers who were coming at 8 o'clock to teach a lot of lessons, and then from 4 till 6 workshop. But we are agreed all this time that we need it, because that we have to think together, we have to see ourselves, a lot of things always. And then this workshop has the right of the decision, not for operating the school, but for everything which is pedagogical, psychological thing that is the right of decision is at the workshop, at the teacher workshop. So the headmaster is not more than a very important person to run the school, but she is only one from the workshop. And then it was too much for this forum to make all the decisions and to think over. And maybe 4 or 5 years ago we decided to make between the headmaster and the workshop a small group. We say now that
professional team, we call it in a way, and they are elected. So every year we discuss their work, and then we elect people to this team from the teachers, and their task is to meet regularly every week again and to discuss deeply some important issues of the school, and then we take it to the workshop. So we don't make decisions there, we just prepare things, because we felt that it makes a bit faster because this system is very slow. Because we want everybody to understand, to argue and to give their reasons, so it's a very slow way of making decisions, but still we don't want to change it. Somehow we feel that as long as we can keep this workshop and discussions and try to get to compromises, it's very important for us, even if it's slow and sometimes we feel that it takes so much time, and we have a review over and over again about the system, the structure, and we always get back to this. This is important. We try to have smaller teams and to have smaller discussions, but the workshop is very important, and that everybody can be part of the system.
And there are 3 teachers there, and the headmaster and me as a psychologist. I am now a school psychologist and advisor or a coach, or I don't know what to say. And we are guests, and the 3 elected teachers are this committee, the team itself. Yeah. Yes, and now we.
You and these 3 teachers, is this
Professional.
And the headmaster.
You're this part in between, this team in between.
Yes, but we don't make decisions, we just prepare things, and we try to find the issues we have to deal with. We can see a family or a kid or a parent or a class that needs some more attention. We try to organize how to do it.
And the thematic of this every Monday workshop is there is a paper on the wall, and everybody who wants to speak about something then write down. And there is one teacher for this year. This is also elected, or
yes,
he is elected. Then he is a facilitator for the workshop, but not no power, nothing, but only to. So that is mainly the main structure now, and there are 130 children in the school and 30 in the kindergarten. We established 8 years ago our kindergarten. We wanted at the beginning, from the beginning, we wanted kindergarten, but it took a lot of time, and now we have very 30 in the kindergarten and 130 in the school. And there were about 10 years we had also a high school department with about 40 children. But our elementary school children didn't go to the high school because they, I don't know why, but this high school became a supporting kind of high school. So pupils who have problems with behavior, with
learning, so it's a kind of second chance high school. So we needed some special support found in Rogers High School, and our school from elementary tend to go to normal high school because they somehow felt they wanted to try it now, and this is very small school. Our school is a family-like, and the teenager needs to have bigger choice, bigger company, and they went to traditional, mostly traditional, but some alternative high schools in Budapest.
This high school, you don't have it anymore? Or
no, we have the team, and they run. It's a very special thing now because it's not a school, but they offer different projects and support. But all the kids belong to different schools as private schools, and they spend their days, private pupils, and they spend their days with this team, but they are not school anymore, but they have kids who spend the day with them, with this team.
Who need this special care. There are children who are very personal curriculum, very personal timetable, because they are not easy children, and that is a very, very big help with this Rogerian attitude.
And they come to the high school from other state schools?
Yes.
To make an exam. Twice a year they have to do exams, but they learn in this other special thing. Yeah.
How many teachers do that? You say 130 children?
In our elementary. There are teachers who are in the full job. It's about 13,
16, and there are part-time teachers, and there are a few of them who just give some classes, some lessons. So when we get together, we have logopedi. How do you say it? Logopedi. Yes, we have a teacher who comes and gives this special education.
A full job to the 130 children with dyslexia, dysgraphia, speech problems, everything. Listening problems. She's full.
And when we have a break, a week-long break, then we always have a 1 or 2 day-long meetings again.
Teachers.
And then when everybody is together, then it's 20 something, 22, 23. And about 22, 23.
And when we began the school at the beginning, then the teachers the practicing teachers said that this is school food, and we begin on the 1st of September until Christmas is nothing, only colder and darker, and everybody will ill, all the children, the teachers. And then we thought that we make an autumn holiday. It was very amusing at that time. So at the end of October, middle of November, 1 week, and the parents said, what to do with the children? But then they are used to it now that is also in the States, because I don't know how is it in Bulgaria. No? But
It's in the vacancy.
We have about 1 or 2 days.
In Hungary there is an autumn week now.
But this is Городно национален празник. Защо е национален празник? Не. Училище. There's 2 days around the celebration which is connected with the school.
So for us we find it very, very good. Then in every 7th, 8th week is 1 week rest for the teachers, for the children. It's very good, really. There's autumn holiday, autumn 1 week, then Christmas 1 week, then in February skiing 1 week, and spring 1 week, and it's very good. Relax a little bit.
Yes, because we found it's 7 weeks, 7, 8 weeks is just enough to spend together, and everything.